Hi everyone. Now we are in the phase of week 5. So this is our last Photoshop kinds of lab section this week, and we will start with the Illustrator next week. So I just want to explain the overall of the what we actually have learned throughout the Photoshop, and then I might want to make another video that is about the how to do rendering as a master planning. So let me share the screen and then I want to explain a little bit about our canvas. So please go to module always. As you receive the email, I announced to you with my email. So you could get those kinds of the every week based email. Then you could get those kinds of information what you should do during that week. But still, I want to encourage you to go to the module section. Then you can get whole information all together. So you might want to go to our revised PDF module description because originally I set a little bit higher expectation in terms of your deliverables, but I reduced those kinds of scope of work, more kinds of the reasonable level. So in the module one, what we actually did so far was at the week two, we did the Photoshop tutorial and we did create the self photo that's more self-portrait collage. So please use your photo, not use the example that I shared, because there was just an example that you could follow, but you should utilize your photo and you should upload that work. And week three, we did a site location. If you remember, we did a city level, county level, and city level, and site level. And we just set the site analysis map throughout the Google Earth. Then last week, what we did is a site analysis based on the Google Earth map. And then I also show how to use Google Earth map at the more kinds of bird's eye view style and making collage graphic. And this week, I will let you know how to make a plan rendering. So including those packages together, what you have to do is you should create the one self portrait and one side location map and one side analysis and one collage graphic and one master plan drawing. So far I hope you finish those four kinds of PSD file of your Photoshop work, and only master plan rendering is remained. They will be covered during this week, and then you should submit all packages. So one, two, three, four, five of items all together with you can make a PSD file into Google Drive. You should get the email from me at the invitation together. So which is you could upload your PSD file to your name of the folder. That is only kinds of seen by you and me. So other students cannot see your work and they cannot also download those work. So please upload the PSD file into over there, but you should submit the JPEG file into Canvas. So don't confuse. I got a couple of comments or questions previously because this is not in-person class. If you don't carefully watch my video, you cannot follow all the work. So another means I share some of the instructional document material, but as I already told some of the students, that is just complementary kinds of the document that will not include all the explanation of what I do or did during the lab section, because I just want typically our instructors agreed not to share any kinds of written document, so they will allow you to come to class or join this video section without relying on just written document. But I believe this is still I want you to improve your skills. So that's the reason I just decided to share those written documents. But again, that is not perfect. So please make sure to check those kinds of the work throughout video. So now please open the Photoshop and we will start with the master plan rendering. Cause we don't have our designed work. Typically, what I did before is using AutoCAD, tracing the line of the project and making 3D modeling and export that to the 2D kinds of the work. Then we might want to do more kinds of Photoshop master plan rendering. with a base map. But this time still we don't have any base map. This is a example, actual kinds of SWA's work. But as I said, we don't have any kinds of base map. So, but still this is one good example. They also seem to utilize Google Earth map. So there are a couple of the ideas that you can do as a master plan rendering. If you go to lab section as well, I will share these kinds of the document again. But there are a bunch of the reference. If you go to Google Image, then you can type in as a landscape or urban design master plan. Then you can also see very simple one or sketched one. But currently, what we want to do is using the digital com only Photoshop that we want to make some master plan rendering. So you can still go to Pinterest and even digital portfolio, that's ISSUU, and you can find various kinds of urban design portfolio or landscape architecture related master plan rendering. So given that one, you can use and find a good reference. But this time, I only gonna utilize two images. One is still we're gonna utilize a SNES map, and the other one is a Google Earth map. So let's do start. So firstly, I want you to go to the SNES map. Yeah, you can go there and you can log in, actually sign in again. And I heard from some of the students that, oh, I cannot download the image. So in such case, don't start with the build a map or create a style. I believe you need to pay, then you can download with the one that I showed. So what I wanna start is go to explore styles. We're gonna utilize the existing format. So this is one good, but let me go further, like number three, four. So I want to start with the Manila map. So again, you don't necessarily to use the exactly same with my version, but yeah, you can utilize the other one. But the reason that I wanted to select this version is I might want to show the just regular, yeah, not the final version, but just the kinds of the work that I wanted to make. This is what we want to make some of the master plan rendering, not the final version yet. I haven't added any text yet, but mainly I might want to bring the Google Earth map and locate those kinds of the certain park boundary. So for that reason, I do feel much easier to start with the where is the park location with a different color and even road map as well and water. So I do want to utilize that, but still it's totally up to you. But I don't want to recommend you to bring any of the text. So if we have the text as a raster image, it's a little bit hard to kind of modify the graphic. Anyway, so you should search Austin first. So New York is a default areas when you open it. So go there and at least as we mentioned before, we want to show the capital and Bird River. So given once you set certain boundary around this one, I do want to save that's the start point of the master plan. So now I do want to download, click and you should expand that to 1000 pixel. Still 1000 and 1000 pixel is not super high resolution, so it has a little bit limitation again. In such case, we could save multiple one, of course, but let's just use one this size as our boundary. So let's do save. Once you locate at least the capital and river should be shown up and you need to download on image. So download it and it will directly save with the snazzy image. I did multiple download, so it already set the number 5. Then I do want to locate into somewhere that you might want to work more easily. Then I just put my kinds of the folder, and I do want you to now open Google Earth map. Let me click again Google Earth. You should search the Austin. Once you find the Austin, zoom in, and I don't need this mark of the Austin, so I do want to unclick. And one thing that I want to make sure is you need to unclick the road. Again, we want to utilize the raster image, so I don't want to bring any of the text. So unclick, and others are just keep that. 3D building, let me double check which one is better. So either way, without the 3D building or with 3D building, but you should holding the mouse here so that this is not the perspective. So should be up, and you should click the north row. Then zoom out again. So again, it's totally up to you. Yeah, you can show the 3D building, but I won't at this time. So without the 3D building, and so at least you should show the capital ladybird. Uh, so around this section, whenever you zoom in, please make sure you should click the north direction one more time. Then I do want to save file, save as a image. This time, I do want you to utilize a little bit larger one. Previously, we set the 1900, but let's use the 4K just in case, because the background image is much more stronger. So we want to keep a little bit high resolution image. Set that one and save. Yes. Save, I already did, but background, I want to do background one. Once you save those two images, one is a snazzy image and the other one is a Google Earth map. Now those are saved, and I do want to open the Photoshop. So let's do start. Let me open the, firstly, I do want to start with the uh, actually, either one, but let's do start with the 17 by 11. So that's the tabloid size and landscape. And please make sure to set the resolution as a 300. If that is a too low, or 72, that is a low number. So please change it to 300. And please do create. So now we have the layout. Then I do want to bring two images that I saved. So one is a background image, a background one, and second one is a snazzy image, that's PNG. Just drag it into the Photoshop. Then that's the first size based on the our layout. So I do want to click the enter. And the other one that is also I do want to, yeah, click the enter. So now I do want to move the snazzy image on top. And as you know, that is a smart object thumbnail that is not able to revise at this moment, but scale-wise we could do. So the next step is to make a same scale, because scale is different right now. So I do want to keep the background image over there as a current. And now I do want to change the snazzy image. So once you click that one, you can directly change the scale. So the best is to locate to find where it is, but because this is a solid image, so it's a little bit challenging to find. So I do want to give the opacity around a certain number, 50 or something. Then it's much easier to find. You might want to adjust, zoom in, and should be capital one, and even should, I'm holding spacebar, and then also adjust. So it should be these areas. Again, this should be, so it needs a little bit practice. You need to find do your best to find the location, but always Google Earth. That's the not the 2D. We set the 2D, but that the Earth is not flat. So somehow Google Earth image is a little bit not distorted, but viewpoint wise, that has a little bit projection. So, but do your best to make a right location. I do want to set the road line here. Looks like that's almost correct. Let's see here if that is correct. Looks like it's correct. Yeah, almost there, right? So I do want to make sure some lines is not perfect because those line is coming from, yeah, somewhere, the other part. So maybe you might want to adjust and compare if that's the almost there or not. So once you feel that's there, then let's keep that one. So looks like this is a one that we set as a background. Now we do wanna make a little bit item. So firstly, I do want you to unclick, make it invisible for snazzy image. And original one, firstly, you might want to do rasterize layer. And I do want to copy this one, duplicate. So now the setting is similar to what we did for site analysis. Firstly, I do want to change level. So image adjustment and levels. Do want a lighter certain level. Much better, right? Compared to earlier one. It's more brighter. And then I do want to copy one more time, duplicate the layer before moving forward, just in case, let's save. Always save is important. You need to save it on to me, it's week 5th, and this is a master plan. So save that as a name. Now what I want to do is the background one, the second layer, I do want to make it saturated, desaturate. So the way is Control U, image adjustment and hue saturation. I do want to saturate it, but not 100. So I still want to keep a little bit color. So that and the original one, the lighter one is still there. The way that we did before is select the water color. Wait a second. Do you want to contiguous so that I do want to select the water? And add the layer mask. So that is be highlighted. Again, from the here, oh, we should select all together. Then now I do wanna still keep the, sorry. So I select the water first, and then I do wanna unclick contiguous. Then now I do wanna select the green color together as well. So, oh, is it better or, so yeah, wait a second. Water is there. Okay, let me see. Should I bring the water directly? Okay, then let's just select don't select the water. Let's just select the green. Without clicking of the contiguous, please select the green color and yeah, this red trees together. So select those part. Now what we want to do is add clipping mask. So somehow compared to earlier one, yeah, anyway, so it's the base map that we want to set. And I do want to add more level again. Slightly, I do want to make it more lighter. Yeah, this is to that level. And now this is a base map we set. And now we also want to utilize snazzy image, turn on it, and now we want to also click the W as a magic wand tool and select the green color. So the reason that is we might want to bring this parcel with the green. So once you select all green, unclick that one, and you might want to create a new layer and control, oh no. So edit, and you might want to go to fill, then you might want to set the font color. Then I set the color here, see, as a green, this color. So green color here, edit. Again, once we select that spot with the new layer, fill and add that color. So Control D, those green areas are selected. And the next one, using the snazzy, I do want to select the, let's say that double click and this is a green. And snazzy image, now I do want to select the water or the water stream and river together. Now saying I do want to create the new layer and select the watercolor, and just you can directly add that's the paint bucket tool to add. So instead, I showed the earlier one is edit fill, but you can directly add the watercolor on top of that new layer. Now this is a water. See, then we do have those two lines. Let me see if the road can be selected. So white one, select the, oops, color is the 30 is the two kinds of high. So let me do change it to 5. Then we might want to able to select the white color. So again, once this number is too high, they cannot compare this what's this color? Gray, but yeah, that color, parcel color and road color has not been compared. But once your threshold is a more stricter, then now we can select the white color. But let's see if that works. So make a new layer road, and we also want to add just in case as a white color and add and paint bucket tool. So once we unclick, now I don't want to bring the parcel line. Instead, I do want to bring the road and green and the watercolor. But outside we don't have, right? So that means I do want to select this boundary, holding control and select that layer. Then I can select the boundary of that layer. Then I do want to create the new layer on top, and we select that boundary within this side, but we want to select the outside, then we need to go to select tab and click inverse. Now we select not the middle, it should be outside. So given that layer, white color and paint bucket tool, shortcut is a G, and click. See, then outside, we just made a like a clip mask. So we create a boundary. So middle is open, but outside we add the white color. So we don't need the snazzy image anymore. Then outside is white color. This is a, let's say that is a frame. And we don't want to change anything of this frame. Then we want to lock because we will not change anything for that. So this is a, yeah, almost start point. Now we do want some activity, some work. Firstly, let's do, before adding a little bit multiple one work on top of the image, let's do add north arrow and scale bar. I do want to highlight for this master plan rendering, those two, north arrow and scale bar, are required. Always, whenever you need to show the master plan or plan drawing, you should show the scale. But how can we do? Because we didn't start with any scale issue. But when you, I just unclick invisible, but if you zoom in, we didn't carefully check, but in the Google Earth image that have the scale. So this is 1,000 feet. So now we do want to make a scale bar. So that should be outside of frame. So most of the drawing should be below than frame layer. but the scale bar and north arrow, we want to work outside of this frame. So I do want to create a new layer. It could say scale bar. So there are various ways that you can make a different style of the scale bar, but I do want to make a just simple one. This is a 1000. I just using this rectangle market tool. I do create the just this rectangle, and I do want to select the black color and add it. Paint bucket tool, shortcut is G. So add it, then I do want to copy. So holding Alt, holding Alt and drag. Then they will copy it. So from there, what I want to do is now I do want to change it to white. So change the white color and paint bucket tool as G, edit. And I do want to go to edit and click the stroke. Then I do want to select the black color and width could be, let's do 3, 4 pixel. But default should be center, but I do want to inside. So outside is should be same. I don't want to expand. So inside, then click OK. See, now there is another 1001 width and should be located just next to the one that we created. So that's the scale bar. Once you finish, Control D is a deselect. Now I do want to move somewhere because now we don't need, we just need to keep the frame. Visible for frame. And let's see where it could be located here. You might want to locate the scale bar. So then I also need to add the text. So click the T, text should be 0. Looks like the font size is too big. So always matching the scale a little bit more reasonable level. Click that one and we use the tabloid size. So which means you could understand once you have the letter size or something, then they will give the potential understanding of the tabloid size. So given this one, scale wise, I do want a font around 15. Then I can copy, but I do want to just go to spacebar 1000 here. Let me still 15 is fine, but please should not use more than 15. I just want to make it a little bit smaller. Then 1000. At the end, you should type in 2000. Then you also need to put the unit, FT. Now that's the fit base info. Oops. So then I also do want to bring the north arrow. There's no thumbs up rule. Just you might want to go to any website and you can just type in north sorry arrow and it means just select one of the item, then select right click, copy image, and Control V. So let me change it to north arrow. And scale wise, that's too big. Still, this is super big. I still have some students who use the design rule is always a bigger one is the most important one. So once you make this as this large one, that means north direction is the most important item within this graphic, but it's not, right? North arrow is just supportive basic information. Then it should be make it smaller, should not be highlighted that much. So I do want to more align around this corner. So this is almost the same alignment. So then now this is a default setting and we did add those kinds of the north arrow and even water one, we put that one. Water one, if you remember, if I do water and we already created this form pattern before, right? So that time I don't know if I let you know this way, but let's do add the patterns together. In the water one, double click, then you could have layer style, and I do wanna go to pattern overlay, click. Then this is a pattern that we did. Click the pattern that we created. And do you wanna still, let's do divide and angle wise, I don't know, we could just no angle. Oops, sorry. Double click again. And size wise, we wanna, this is opacity, but scale wise, we wanna a little bit more detail, like a 37 point or something. So then, okay. But still, we don't want to make it that highlighted. So want to give a little bit opacity, like 90 or 85. So still, there's no rule, but at least I do want to set that as a yeah water. Now we also want to click the green. So green one, I do want a little bit different way. I do want to firstly to duplicate the layer and the original one, because we have two. So the one that we have, that could be the one color bomb. So if you see this version and color bomb or without color bomb, somehow we want to highlight our site location a little bit park-wise. So I do want to add that color bomb. And then I do want to original one. We do want to add the outline. So for that reason, I do want to select holding the Shift Control and select all together. Edit before adding that one. Uh, Let me add the stroke. So given because there are two divisive, so I do want to edit stroke. Let's add around 7, how it looks like. Oh, is that the one? Right? Again, from here, edit, stroke. Oh, so I do want to reduce those gap as much as I can. So edit, stroke, let me extend it to 20. Oh, still it's not. Edit, stroke, 20 again. Oh, edit, stroke, or 50. Is that selected? Oh, okay. 50 is still low. Edit, stroke, let's do 100. Huh? Why it's not responding that I still select, edit, stroke, 200. Well, select, edit, stroke. Sorry, why it's not 250? That's not I expected. Edit, stroke. Oh, why, why it's not responding much? So anyway, 250 is true. Okay. Hmm. Still, there's some gap. I do want to reduce the gap. That's my goal. Edit stroke. Oh, yeah. Now I sense we did only inside, so we should do outside. Then width should be now. We want to set 20. Oh, that's too big. Now, yeah, then. So we should do edit stroke and 5. Should be outside. Still, I do feel almost there, don't you feel? So 5 is, if you still feel that's too big, then stroke, let's do 3. But you should click the outside. So yeah, looks like those are all filled. Now I do want to select those items altogether, the object holding control. And now I do want to create the new layer again. Sorry, that's the, I need to get it down. There should be green outline, and I don't need the copy version. And this outline, I do want to edit stroke, but this time I do want to make it white color and click, let's do 3 pixel. Let's do how it looks like. Then Control D. We did add this white color, but that looks not perfect, but still, at least those will be shown off. Or do you want to change it to the other color, like a more orange, and edit this time's fill because stroke is already selected? Then that is an orange color outside. Um, Either way, I don't care. So orange color or white color, it's up to you. And green outline, water is done. And road wise, still white color is too strong, then you should give some opacity. Or road wise, still it's better to show the line, right? Without line, this is the one, but once you have line, we could understand some, yeah, line kinds of work. So that's the almost there. We are there. And then the final one, we do want to add the, yeah, trees. So if you remember, we did put the three kinds of icon last time as a pattern. Same way we want to do, create the new layer before frame. That is a tree. I do want to just use the circular one. So then, uh, no, instead of circular one, let's do brush. Sorry, click the brush and click the just hard round pressure opacity. Click and click the next one, this icon next to the this brush icon. You could have the expansion brush setting. What I need to do is to add the spacing around this level. And let me see the shape dynamic, size 0. Yeah, kind of. But I do, this time I just want to give a very small number to, uh, then scatter. We don't necessarily to do any scatter. That's it. So once you set it up, now what I want to do is set the color. This time, a little bit darker green color, and you need to change the scale of size of the this brush. So using the bracket, left bracket or right bracket, if you remember, that can be make it, or you can change this number. So I do wanna click left bracket so I can sense this is a scale. So now I do want to click 1 there and holding spacebar and drag it down. You should holding the shift, then just click the end point. Then see, we could get this one as a pattern brush. So the point is, like I can show outside of the boundary to just understand. So brush wise, we can draw, but brush setting wise, we set the that as a distance. So that whenever we want to draw the line, see, now it can be this spacing wise, we can do draw. So you may use any brush tool in the iPad or something, but we set automatically certain distance same way. So we set that boundary. This layer is not needed. Tree wise, I still need to select one point as a tree, and get it down. And you need to holding shift. That is a draw the line and end point. Then they will follow those kinds of tree. One more time from here, click here, draw. Click here, draw. So tree is there, but still tree color is too strong. Then you might wanna give a little bit opacity, or you could double click. And if you want to give the shadow, then you might want to click the drop shadow tool. But that does not work very well because we already gave the opacity. So that way we could give the tree line, or if you feel the color is too strong or too dark, then doing Control U, image adjustment and hue saturation and adding more little bit different color that you could choose. But that's the anyway, you could make it, or if you want to do color dot style or make it opacity higher, color bond, color dots, or some, yeah, some lighter version and linear dots. Anyway, there's no rule. So at least once those are visible, then you might want to give a certain number. That's the almost the final version, but let's check what's the not original one, but how it looks like the original designed work. So I do want to open again. This is the original one. So I do want to add a little bit, yeah, those kinds of text. So the last activity that you should do is to add the text. Let me add, because that is all shared throughout the lab, so you could find the text. So please open it somewhere. And now I do want to make a new layer, and I do want to select the rectangle. And here I do want to set certain color as a more red color and add paint bucket tool, add it. Let me make it a little bit smaller. So, but text-wise there, but if I do want to change proportion, holding shift, then proportion-wise, it can be changed. Anyway, there should be state capital that I want to type in, and holding Alt, drag, oops, holding Alt, drag, and they can be rotate. We want to write down Congress, so even that one, and again holding, I don't know how much the text looks like, but I should write the text first. That might be easier, but let's do like that this time. Then I do now want to add the text. Click the text and zoom in. This should be, what was that? State capital. It was written, but I do select the color should be white. And font-wise, you might want to decide. I don't care which font that you want to do. And I also do want to copy and also want to rotate at the corner as much as you can. Make it white. And click the T again, text, and drag. It should be, oops, Congress Avenue. So once you write down, I do want a little bit, yeah, I'm doing using this moving, yeah, cursor tool as a keyboard. So move it. Now that's the one. Text-wise and background, if you feel that's a background of text. So then you might want to make it a little bit opacity, 80. Yeah, so give that one. And we also want to add a couple of the text. This is Waterloo Park. And I don't know, did we have Woodridge? Yeah, Woodridge Square. And let's add a little bit, not the whole. So given this one, let's say I also want to add another one. Here, put the blue color again, like that. Oh no, sorry. Let's add the text first. That might be easier. I do want to copy this state capital text. Copy, oops. Should click the text, oops. And let's just type in T here. I do want to say Waterloo and enter park. But this is left aligned. I do want to make it middle align, center align, and locate somewhere. Let's add all the text and then let's do add the background. This one too. This is a wood bridge. Say wood. Wool bridge. Wool. Hmm? Wood with, sorry, wood with and scale. And let's do one more down one that says, what is that? Oh, this says Republic scale. Now, mm, let's do one more. Uh, looks like this is a palm. This one. This is a here again. This seems to be palm park. Now the last one, I do wanna add here. We do wanna add. This is a lady. Let me do capital Lady Bird Lake. Located. Now we wanna add the background box. So within the background text, we also wanna set another market tool, but this time we do wanna use blue color. Blue, this one. And add it as a boundary because that should be in the this lower layer, then that shown up in the background. Same, we also want to add here box add. Same way, add the box, add it. The last one here, it's a little bit hard to see. A zoom in, Palm Park here, add it. So looks like this is a final version that we do. So uh, I again, yeah, this is a final work. So you don't necessarily to make it exactly same, but still we wanted to mimic this style of the original SWA work. So do your best to make your work, but at least put those kinds of text and graphical background and those arrow and scale bar. Once you add those items, then I believe your work is done. So now I do wanna, yeah, stop sharing. Let's do, okay. So yeah, so those are all explained in the master plan rendering. Next week, as I said, I will do Illustrator work, but first week always we just wanna do just tutorial. So there will be no kinds of the critical assignment next week. So which means you might wanna do more if we are behind of the some of the Photoshop work. This week and next week is a time for you to complete. So please do your best and then please submit your work. I'm excited and looking forward to see your great work on October 3. So have a good, wonderful week and bye.